to get a couple shots to fall in the second half and kind of get the offensive rhythm clicking for the whole team?
I mean, it felt good. I know we started off slow, but I mean, it's basketball. But I mean, we picked up the pace. We found what was the issues, and we corrected them.
I know you haven't been here as long as some other guys in the locker room, but what does it feel like an early season win in this kind of environment can do for you guys?
I mean, it feels good. I mean, we talked about it in the locker room. It's gonna be good later in the season when March comes. So I mean, it's just a big win for us. We're all happy for it.
Trey, I know it's still early in the season, but how much has your confidence grown over the last 3 games?
I mean, it's grown a lot, and I credit a lot to my teammates for allowing me to have all this confidence, and my coach as well. So.
Hey Trey, as you're at the lane as Hunter's taking those final 2 foul shots, and they're bouncing all over the rim before they fall, how are you guys feeling about that?
Scared us a little bit, but once I saw I got a good roll in, I knew it was good. So yeah.
Hey Trey, can you talk about Juke's performance in the first half?
Oh man, Juke brought a lot of momentum to us. I feel like if it wasn't for him, I don't know how the first half would have turned out, but he brought a lot of momentum. So big shout out to Juke for that.
Trey really coming out just in the end of that second half, coming alive. What's like the most important that you feel to close a half like that that's really close, really a 1 or 2 possession game?
Just getting stops, getting big rebounds. So not allowing them to get offensive rebounds, just being greedy, grimy, and tough.
Or getting stuck for 3 at the end of the half.
Just kidding.
Anything else for Trey?
Trey, how does this help you moving forward when in a game like this where it's real close and everything?
It's going to help us a lot. Just building off of it, building off the stuff we can learn on. So that's it.
Trey, back here, I know it's early, but did this feel like a big game and a big opportunity for you guys coming into it, and then finding a way in the moment down the stretch to get a win? How important is that for you guys?
It was definitely big for us. We spent all week preparing for it. Big shout out to our scout team too. Last day before the game, they was getting on us, scoring on us. So big shout out to our scout team, honestly.
Anything else? All right, Trey, you're good. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach.
I want to thank Michigan for agreeing to play this game. I think the world of Dusty and always have, and I think he's got a really good team. Watching them play before they came in tonight or this afternoon, I was very I don't want to say nervous, but I could see a team that had a lot of confidence, that really played offense really well, had great size. We had played Alabama a couple, 3 weeks ago, and I thought, well, it can't be anybody that plays offense as good as they play. And then I watched these guys, and I was like, holy mackerel. They got a really good team, and they're going to win a lot of games. We built this team in the spring on gritty, grimy, tough together. Felt like we had to get tougher to win these kind of games, and I think that showed today that these guys are a pretty tough-minded group of guys. I thought the game changed at the 8-minute mark, pretty much in the first half, when actually I think Hunter went to the bench with 2 fouls. We finished the half, I think, with 4 kills. That's 3 stops in a row, and 4 times. And then obviously Juke really, he really sparked us off the bench, made some big plays. In the second half, we continued to defend them, and they went 10 for 29 from the field and 2 for 16 from 3. They had made, I think, 8 threes in the first half, and we turned them over 16 times, which our defense was consistent. I think the threes they got early were off offensive rebounds. I don't really think they were off their initial set. We just didn't get the ball. They were beating us to the ball, to their credit. But I thought we took them out of transition. Second half, we played without fouling in a very physical game. We stayed ahead of the play. And I thought Efton Reed played 30 minutes. We hedged every ball screen. We only got beat on it maybe 1 time. Our guards did a great job of the hedge and taking away the short roll and then coming back to guard the ball. Offensively, we just kind of found a way. It took us some time, but the key was getting in the lane. We did a good job on offense. We were 1.5 points per possession when the ball got in the lane for the game. Then we were 1.74 in the second half. So I thought we did a much better job of finding a way to score. But when we weren't scoring, we played really good defense, and that carried us through the whole game. And I'm really proud of my team for that. Questions?
Steve, Juke not being afraid of the moment or intimidated by the stage. That's something that you can have a sense of before he gets here. You just have to put him in there and see how he plays.
Yeah, Connor, I think you just got to put him in there and see. I mean, he wasn't in practice, right? Like, when he got here in the summertime, I was like, okay, all right, Juke, you're going to play. Because you just don't know about I don't care who they are, whether they're transfers or high school recruits. You just don't know until they get in the fire. And he just was always in the mix. And so, he's got high basketball IQ. That helps him. And he has a lot of confidence in himself. And so, he's still learning a lot. But, yeah, he really thinks he's going to be crowd favorite, sounds like, to the crowd, too.
Steve.
It's not a boo. I think it's Juke.
It helps.
Yeah, Juke.
Steve, 3 games, 7 days. Assess you guys right now. What do you think?
We're gonna go home and sleep.
Right.
I'm tired. I mean, it is what it is, guys. I know it's a long. The crazy thing is, I was talking to John Curry yesterday. We're gonna be playing in March, and we've already played 3 games.
Right.
But that's just the way basketball is. Because we play 20 league games too, we have to get them in because we started league play, the 1st of December. So it was good for us. We practiced enough. We needed to play, and I'm really proud of my team. We didn't play great in the first 2 games. I mean, we didn't hide the fact that we had 19 turnovers against, North Carolina A&T. We only turned it over 13 times today, and a couple of those were late, man. Coming out of timeouts too. Got to clean that up. But yeah, we've learned a lot about our team. We need a day off tomorrow, and then we only got 1 day prep for Upstate, and then next Saturday we're back at Xavier in the same type of environment, or actually it'll be more hostile because this was a great crowd. Really, thank you to everybody that came, and thank you to the Gazelle Group who put it on, and Lindsey Babcock with our at Wake. I think everybody did a great job in promoting this game, and I think it's a great place for us to come play.
To the point of what you just said, Dusty was saying that the game kind of had like a road type of NCAA tournament game feel to it. Did you feel some of that as well down the stretch?
I did. I mean, obviously when you go and play in the tournament, you play in neutral sites. So sometimes it just kind of depends on which one of your fans, whose fan base shows up the most. And I thought it seemed like there's some Michigan fans in here today too.
Yep.
I thought it was, the intensity of the game, the physicality of the game. It was close. There was score pressure on both teams. It was good. I've watched some games. Like the game last night between Auburn and Houston was a hell of a game, and it had score pressure too. When you can get that early, that helps you as the season goes along.
Steve, your team started 1 for 11 behind the arc. You had to probably be thinking, oh no, here we go again.
Yeah.
How good was it to see some of those fall later in the game? And were you happy with the shots in the first half? Because I thought most of them were pretty good.
Yeah, I have to watch it, I guess, but I've watched enough, to know that I think our shot quality is pretty good. I can't remember, maybe one. Okay, I think Omaha shot one from the corner. He'd made one though, but Juke shot one deep corner first half. He'd made one, but maybe not. That's a little too quick. But man, if you only get a couple of those a game, you're doing pretty good. Yeah, it felt good. The one I want Upton to shoot that one in transition, on ball reversal, 5-man standing in the lane, shoot it, and he made it. It's a good one for him. Trey made a couple big ones. He has his feet set. He's been working hard at it. He didn't even shoot threes last year. I don't even think he made one. I'm not sure he shot one. And how many did he shoot there, Connor?
It was 0 for 1. It was a late shot clock.
There you go. I think that shows you how much he's worked on his game and improved. How hard our staff has worked with him to get him the confidence to make those shots.
You fouled up 3 tonight a couple times.
Yeah.
That's not something you've always done. What was the determining factor on that? Was it the fact that they were shooting behind the arc so well?
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm mad at myself for Loyola Marymount 2 years ago. I'm still pissed about that. I should have fouled, you know, and I've always done it. We did it at Wisconsin and won the game. Yeah, and the fact they can really shoot it. I mean, and if I let them run something, they're coming down. They're getting a look, and they got a lot of guys out there that can make them. And so I thought the odds were more in our favor to foul. I kind of, you know, you gotta give Hunter credit. He, you know, Hunter handles that ball the whole game with a lot of heat on him. He's an elite player, elite defender. One of the threes they missed late was because he stunted at the ball out of the corner. He's just so good. He's a really good player.
Did you change anything schematically in the second half to get that 2 for 16 mark from 3? Or was it just pushing under pressure and not allowing?
Good question. I think we switched a little bit. Like we switch 1 through 4, and then we'll switch 1 through 5. It just depends who's at the 5. Okay, and I think the switching 1 through 5 messed them up a little bit. Okay, but not. We probably switched 1 through 4 more than we did 1 through 5. If we switch 1 through 4, then we hedge the 5-man ball screen. That's what I was talking about. But if we switch all 5, then we don't have to hedge. Okay, and kind of keeps the ball in front of us a little bit better. That's about it.
These kinds of early tests, like last season, we kind of struggled or had close games against Georgia, Utah, LSU.
Yeah.
How does it feel to kind of break through that early?
Oh, it feels really good, you know. And we talked about that. You know, it's time to do this. But I do go back to telling you, I just think that's the way this team's been built, and that's their mentality. And I know people get frustrated because they're so used to us scoring points, you know. But that's not how you. I mean, you have to score, yeah, but you have to defend and rebound. Defensive rebound and rebounding travel, no matter if that ball's going in the basket or not. And we got a couple stops late. Now, you know, they slipped, got a tough. I don't know what happened there. You know, a couple travels. We turned it over. It got a little sloppy maybe late, but those are things you can clean up. I mean, this is the first week of the season.
Too early to tell if your defense is better this year than last year?
What do you think?
I think it is.
I mean, I think so. I mean, we were 5th in the ACC last year, whatever that means. I think we're just grittier, a little more grimier. We get a lot more 50-50 balls. We get our hands on a lot of deflections and steals. I just think we're longer and a little more athletic. We'll see. You know, that team's pretty good last year. We want to be better than that team, though.
Is Tyler kind of dinged up a little bit, or is it just coach's decision?
Coach's decision.
Anything else?
See, given what you know about the way you built this team around gritty, grinding, tough together, does there need to be a little bit of a recalibration in how we think about how this team wins games? Because we're so used to seeing you go up and down and score and score.
Probably. You know, I mean, I do think we'll get better offensively. I really do. I see it every day. It kind of blows my mind a little bit. Like, I see things in practice, I'm like, holy, like, we can shoot it, and then we can't all of a sudden, you know what I mean? I think we'll find our way there. And then, you know, and some of it is understanding your new people and your personnel and what's good and what's, I think we're good at that. And not just playing one way all the time. So I think for us, you know, for the keyboard warriors out there, the know-it-alls know more than I do, you know, everybody's complaining we don't play defense. Well, here we go. Enjoy it or don't. It's not my problem.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Steve.